Well, guys, it's early in the morning. I'm going to smack down some Monster Energies and take a look at this series. I'm going to leave it to you. Omelette vs G2, guys. Have some fun. Take it away.
Wow, CJ, he does it all. He does it all. He plays.
What a legend.
He can host. He can analyze.
The man's a beast.
He's a monster. And he has such great energy. I love it. So, Turtle, let's talk about this game. Omelette versus G2.
Yes, sir.
CJ left us with this statement. He said that he thinks G2 are the favorites. It's true. G2, the North American champions from the last season, the online finishing of the RLCS, they were looking fantastic. They have their synergy is so fun to witness on the field. It's like when we were watching Plot Twist in the qualifiers. They just have this extra layer of teamwork that's so fun to watch. So Omelette is going to have their hands full. Omelette, a team that very good at playing that good rotational game, trying to be fast, first to the ball, playing keep away more than they're probably trying to make the passing plays happen. Turtle, what are your thoughts on this series?
It's going to be difficult for Omelette mostly because I think if JNaps is a little bit more on point, doesn't miss that open net in that crucial situation, it's going to be way easier for G2 to move as a unit. And I mean, you think back to the Rogue series, Rogue were playing pretty dang well. So
backboard pass. Really, oh, what a save from Luke. Rizzo, I like the idea to go for the backboard pass. I thought that the goal was going to be coming in, but a huge save from Luke. Chicago is right there. Sorry to interrupt your thoughts, Turtle.
Oh, no, you're good. I was just about to mention the fact that, it's going to be easier for G2 to go up against Omelette in this situation. They're not going to be pressed for opportunities, and I think that's going to make a lot of their mentalities just kind of relaxed. When you're going up against Rogue, I think that was a rivalry, to say the least. Like going up against your old teammate, Kronovi. You got to step up. You got to show up when it matters, so these guys are going to be more relaxed. But Omelette, they have good looks. They got my boy Luke. I've been talking about this man the whole time. They have freshness, the drop shot king, James. We saw the drop shot king yesterday in Wheel and Deal.
We did.
He's scary.
He was the real deal. Luke, gonna pop this up. Chicago down. Challenge coming out from Rizzo. Goes for the bump. Lion Blaze using those 1v1 squirmy plays to get out of harm's way. Getting some possession in favor of Omelette. Shot coming out. Double tap. Off the crossbar. Lion Blaze. That was a close one, but still held scoreless.
That's why I said a lot of Omelette's offense is going to rely on Lion Blaze because he's that third man coming up. He's going to be the guy who's pretty much striking and closing up a lot of these passes. And speaking of Lion Blaze, he gets this assist all the way to the midfield for Luke, who's the most aggressive.
JNaps turning for it. Lion Blaze was too fast. Luke hanging out in the middle, waiting for that pass. Omelette getting first on the board. Did not really expect this, Turtle.
Yeah, 100%. But it's a better matchup for Omelette. This is why I say this, because there's going to be more space given to Omelette right now in this series than there was versus NRG. NRG are just so spread out on the field and so well organized. G2, while they have their moments with that midfield passing that we always like to talk about for them, it's not the same level of NRG, but there's an open net. What a passing play.
Chicago going off the ceiling. He had all eyes on him. And then JNaps comes right underneath him.
What?
I don't even know if Lion Blaze saw him.
And that angle of how he approached the ball in the midfield to come across, and he saved his flip, too, to get more power on it, making him able to hit it from midfield on that open net. What a play.
Fun stuff from G2. Chicago, a demo on the back line. Rizzo trying to bait in Luke, who gets a good challenge. He'll stay with it, tapping it by Chicago. JNaps shuffles it to the corner. Rizzo getting down to the ground. Chicago challenging Lion Blaze. Good 50 from Lion Blaze. Chicago will have to bail out. Lion Blaze flicks it up. Rizzo with the save. Taking it into the corner. Another big 50-50 win. Well done from Rizzo. Chicago going for a follow-up shot.
Oh,
that's saved. Lion Blaze is up. JNaps double tap. Gets the backward pass. Follow-up from Chicago. Denied by Freshness. Off the ceiling and down. Lion Blaze We'll hit it over. Chicago
what
tries
a
to pass it into Rizzo, and a big dunk. Sends it deep into G2's half.
Oh, but look at G2. They're getting in front of so many clear opportunities. Just like that. Look at JNAPS dunking Lion Blaze whenever he's going up for a 50, trying to get it clear, and that's what's allowing them to maintain possession. They can infiltrate those corners, take the boost, and again, even pay attention to JNAPS. This man's rotating perfectly around the clears, stopping Omelette from breaking out.
JNAP's almost getting that bump. The ball almost bouncing in as well. G2 getting very close to scoring. Luke on the breakout. Chicago, well read, going to keep with it. An air dribble 50. Good challenge. Follow up from Rizzo. Backboard bounce. JNAP streaking in. Chicago side flips. This is tough. Numbers advantage. Counter attack. Rizzo can't get back in time. And Omelette, they take the lead yet again.
But that play stemmed from a double commit, James. I didn't know if you noticed, but Freshness also jumped for that clear. He double commit and realized the only option he had was to keep chasing the ball, and that's how we beat out Chicago on the wall. So they were able to counterattack so fast just because of a simple double commit. Talk about, turning your weaknesses into an advantage.
Chicago looked like he misflipped as well. He made kind of a risky gamble going for the ball and misflipped. It was well done from Omelette to punish, but now a shooting chance for G2. Backward pass. Freshness with the read off the backboard. Tough read to make. Good defensive stop. Their defense has been in peril, or in perilous spots quite a bit, but Omelette still holding strong. Bending but not breaking.
Yeah.
And finding their opportunities to score and taking them.
Well, they've been really on the defensive foot the entire game. You notice the midfield possession is all G2. They have all the presence. They're getting in front of the clears, but when it comes down to that final moment where you're trying to set up a teammate, they just can't.
Final 10 seconds. G2, they had JNAP score with 2 seconds left. Can they do something here? JNAP
got boost.
Center ball.
Rizzo.
Lion Blaze up. This one's going down straight towards the ground, and it hits Omelette. Get the game one victory. They were outshot quite significantly. A lot of possession in favor of G2, but still Omelette brings out the win.
Oh, and I don't know how much longer Omelette would have been able to survive from that offense. They are thankful that Rocket League is only 5-minute games, because that would have gotten so much more difficult. You can even see at the end there where Rizzo went up for that 50. He opened up more space too. So G2 Esports, while they did lose this first game, they're still looking the most dominant on the field. Omelette, they just really did a great job of making use of those opportunities that were very rare. I talked about that double commit that they turned actually into a great play. That was very creative and super resourceful.
But that's what you got to do. When you're going up against G2, they're very talented players. What Omelette did, just buckle down, play as good a defense as you can possibly play, and they did that. Some big saves, especially some tough reads off their own backboards that were really difficult that they consistently made. And so that defense that kept them in the game, and then those few mistakes that G2 made were enough of an opening for Omelette to exploit. So if they can keep up this level of defense, it could frustrate G2. It is a tough thing to do, to fail to score despite numerous chances. Omelette, and if they can start getting more on offense as well and keep playing this level of defense that they're playing, good things may happen.
I mean, we saw these guys all throughout the qualifier. They have so much potential as a roster. And I think we're going to see a big switch up from G2's playstyle. In that first game, I think they were just trying to starve them out and wait for mistakes. The only goal they got was actually off of a break and rotation from JNAPS, where he cut in the middle. So plays like that are probably going to develop a lot more, where it's more of a riskier rotation, where maybe G2 are going to step on each other's toes a bit, but it might be worth it in the end against Omelette.
As you were talking, we saw another backboard save. Lion Blaze dodging a bump, getting that stop as well. Lion Blaze has been a big part of that defensive backstop.
And also on the offense, though. I mean, he got that assist out the middle for, I believe it was Luke last game. So he's the third man back. So much responsibility on defense alone. And also with that transition game to set up his teammates and finish shots.
G2 spending pretty much the first minute of this game in Omelette's half. Still haven't been able to score. JNAP's getting denied again by Luke. Every time They're getting a shot. Someone from Omelette's out there in the shooting lane. JNap's looking for Chicago. Chicago first to the ball, but didn't get a shot on target. Luke being blocked by Rizzo. Freshness up the sideline. JNap center ball. Chicago there. The shot's weak. JNap's almost dunked it in. Self pass from Chicago going for the 50. Ball bouncing out to midfield. Look at how much space G2 has to work with. They've got Omelette so far back.
They're getting so close to finding the back of the net. We even see two goalkeepers multiple times in net for Omelette. And like you said, it just comes down to getting in front of those final shots, the final passing lane. You know, they might not be able to challenge in the midfield, might not have the boost to push up, but as long as they can get in front of the shot, that is all that matters. It is a risky play style. It's hard to hold on, but for Omelette, they're doing it so far this entire series. They haven't broke.
Maybe we'll need to see some fakes coming out from G2. They've got these players really biting early to get in those shooting lanes. See if G2, something to throw it off, because Omelette's rotations have been ironclad. JNap's solo play going for the 50. Head downfield. Rizzo racing back for it. Finally some space for Omelette. 50. Chicago off his backward. Hits it to Rizzo. A dunk. This is dangerous. JNap's coming in to help. Following up again. Gets a long clear downfield, but it's right to Freshness, who pops it high. Rizzo going to look for the corner. Hits it over to JNap's. JNap's clear attempt. Luke with control. JNap's breaking up the play yet again, but gives up position to Lion Blaze. Rizzo drops it down. It's right to Lion Blaze. Pass over to Luke. Luke shot!
That's it!
Just under the crossbar. And Omelette hold on long enough, and now putting on some offensive plays of their own.
It seems as if they had been plotting and scheming this entire time on defense, waiting to break down the offense, or the defense, of G2, waiting to see how they could put a crack in that wall. And just like that, one midfield pass is all it takes for Omelette to put one on the board. Something that G2 couldn't do. They couldn't find that perfect midfield pass, that one passing lane that would give them the edge. Omelette struck first, and it's looking like it could go up 2-0 if they can just hold on like they have before. A minute and a half left, James.
And this has been an admirable defensive performance. You don't see many series like this. It kind of reminds you of the Barcelona series in which Devo had so many saves. It is one thing to see those offensive games, but then you have so much respect for what defense can do when you see performances like this. This one, post out, weak shot, save. Oh! Rizzo finally comes in and cleans up. 1 minute left on the clock, and we're all tied up.
If this didn't go in for G2 somehow, you know they would be tilted. We had a banger of a shot that goes off the post. Lion Blaze then is able to barely get it out. And we finally see somebody clean up from G2. They're waiting for it. They've had multiple shots. It took them 14 shots just to get one on the board. Meanwhile, Omelette have 2 shots, and they're tied up in this series. That is just a comparison of pressure for this game.
This has been a tough series for both of these teams, really. G2 having so many chances coming up empty, and now Omelette, who have had to fight to keep their head above water. Now we're seeing some double commits. Perhaps Omelette starting to break under the stress. Luke towards net. JNap's clears it to the corner. Chicago cut off by Lion Blaze, who goes for the double, gets a challenge. Rizzo will stay with it, waiting for someone to challenge. Going for the 50, well timed. JNap's 50's passed. Rizzo hits it upfield. And we have overtime. This is a critical juncture in the series. This could be the 2-0 lead for Omelette, which would be such a huge advantage. Or we'll go back to the drawing board, tying it up at 1 apiece.
Yeah, and it's been such a frustrating game for G2. But now we see Chicago last back, barely any boost in the tank. Lion Blaze, I love his rotation. He's such a smart player. I've been watching him pretty much this entire series. It seems like he's very selfless whenever he's rotating around the ball. He doesn't even care, but that's a big miss on the defense.
JNap's Oh, did
What
he
is
float it in?
happening?
Oh, man, there was a bump on the back line. Lion Blaze got bumped out of net, and the net was wide open, and that
But
shot
where was
was
the
so
third man?
weak. It was so
What?
weak.
Was that JNaps who tried to put it in? I thought he was going
I think
for a
it
pass.
was
That
JNaps.
so confusing.
It was just a weak shot, it looked like. I don't know. I'd have to see it again. I was on Lion Blaze's perspective. And he got bumped out of net. The net was vulnerable. There was a miss off the backboard. The net was wide open. JNaps misses it off the wall. Lion Blaze pokes it. Chicago can't save it. And Omelette steal another one.
It's all about quality over quantity. Omelette have gotten 4 shots this entire game, and they come away with 2 goals. That is what we're talking about.
Brilliant.
When we mentioned
Lion-
making use of those opportunities. He's a god.
Lion Blaze goes up. It looks like he fakes the tap. JNaps thinks he's going to tap it over him. He just jumps to the wall, lets it bounce. JNaps got played right there. Lion Blaze tapping it right over Chicago's head. Wow.
He has
What
been
a
the
game.
carry. He has been the carry this entire game, James, it feels like, for Lion Blaze. Not only is he in the midfield with those assists, but also on the defense. Have you noticed his clears and those saves mostly have been reliant on him in the backfield?
Lion Blaze, I've seen him quite a bit on the goal line, keeping things out. And even that last play, it's about being unpredictable. I think that's what's missing from G2 right now is they need that unpredictability. They've got to get the players missing. They've even had chances near the end. You saw that the bump opened up the back line, but they didn't get that goal. So G2, we'll see if they can make something happen. The server just went down, so we'll get that up and rolling as soon as we can. I know there's a lot of people out there that are eager to see the conclusion of this series, me being one of them.
I mean, the unpredictability, James, I think is the key to this series. You are exactly right, because I was just about to mention the fact that G2's best goal, in my opinion, was in that first game where we saw JNaps cut rotation, come out of nowhere. It was unpredictable. And remember, he just cut in front of that last man back. He didn't even see him. Nobody could have predicted that cut. Nobody could have seen JNaps. And that's how they got away with a free net. So it's plays like that we want to see from G2. Because right now, it's very routine passing plays where they just keep hammering the net, take their boost, and then on the wall, they'll go for a midfield pass. But for Omelette, they're expecting that 100%. Something needs to change for G2. Either go for a demo, go for maybe more solo plays, switch it up, and change your approach to the net.
You're 100% right, Turtle. We saw that bump come out and open the net. The goal from JNaps from the pass from Chicago, it was what G2 needed. But G2, they were probably feeling very confident because they were getting so many shots. They battled to the defense to where they were all 3, it seemed like, in the box on their goal line. And still, Omelette was holding strong. So that was just what G2 kept trying to do. They still couldn't crack the code, however, so we'll see how they respond. Perhaps this little break, as we find a functioning server, will be
their chance.
Yeah, it could be their chance to regroup.
And not only do they need to fix their unpredictability, but I also have been watching Chicago's rotation around the ball. It felt a little bit like he was way too eager to leave the opponent's half whenever we need somebody from G2 to stay aggressive. I would actually like to see him keep himself in that half and just kind of go back and forth between the corners just once or twice, where he can either take the boost or go for a bump. They need somebody to take initiative and keep pressing forward. Because right now I think they all just want to leave that end very, very quickly, and they want to play more of a passive approach and hold down the defense, but it's really making their offense hurt.
And I think this is a point where you send Rizzo. You just send Rizzo upfield, have him do stuff. Rizzo is one of the most unpredictable players. He's one of the most frustrating players to play against. Oh, because he's just a creative thinker out there on the field.
That's what he does best too. Whenever he's rotating back after he goes for the third man shot, he'll take a demo or take a boost.
So we're still waiting for a server to get going, guys. We'll get this match started as soon as we can. Turtle, I just want to tell you that I have not been able to get away from omelettes in my life. It's like it wasn't even planned. I really can't get away from it. But I did go and research. I do want to say I did research, and I did see that a lot of people do say you should put milk in an omelet. So I'm gonna try that.
See, you didn't try this morning.
I haven't. I used more water today. I know you don't want to hear it, but I did. So I'm gonna try. Oh, hold on. We're getting a new server. I'm getting some messages from production. All right. Okay. New server, Turtle. You just add.
We're waiting on you. We're waiting on you, James. What's taking you so long?
I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
Get ahead with the program here.
Hey, man, I'm trying to hold everything together.
The first thing I saw when I joined Discord today with you was you streaming on Discord, and you and you were showing us your omelet.
Yeah, so you can testify that I really made an omelet today. I'm not even doing it for the joke.
No, you're not lying.
And if you ask Sizz, I recorded a video of me flipping the omelet with one hand.
One hand?
I did a one-handed pan flip of an omelet.
Wow,
it's true.
See, that I will respect. Not so much the water part, but I will respect the milk part.
Dude, flipping an omelet, I did it the last time I did it. I chopped it in half on the pan, and it fell onto the stovetop. It was, but if you don't practice,
bro,
you will never.
I can't even make eggs normally. Like, I always burn my eggs, so I don't even want to talk about cooking tactics or anything.
Yeah, cooking tactics. It's all tactics. All right, guys, we got the server up. The players are in. We're ready to go. If you just joined us,
it's match point.
It's match point, and it's not for G2. Omelette up 2-0 in the series. They have been playing an unbelievable amount of defense this entire series long. We'll see if they can keep it up here. Game 3, G2's tournament life is on the line.
And I don't think anybody expected this. You know, Omelette, I had thought they were going to keep it close. I still favored G2 for winning this series, but I definitely didn't expect them to go up 2-0 right away and completely hold their defense against G2's offense, which seems to be flowing rather well, at least with midfield passes. Oh, and there it is, Chicago.
Chicago, this pass was high off the backboard. JNaps getting it up there. Lion Blaze, you see him, he was actually in reverse for a split second, and that delayed his jump, giving Chicago the space he needed. So we see G2 getting a goal early, and this is what you see a lot of times, especially when series start to turn around. A team is able to play defense for the longest time, and then something breaks. So we'll see if Omelette can get a hold of this one. And obviously, they're up 2-0 in the series, so they've got some room to make mistakes.
I mean, with this playstyle as well, James, for Omelette, it's much more intensified with your stamina. Like, you really have so much energy to waste because it's so hard as a player to hold your own, hold that line of defense when you're constantly getting hammered with shots. Your boost is getting taken. You know, you can only hold on for so long. There's not much else to do, so eventually there is a breaking point for that defense, and we might have just seen it here at the beginning of this game.
It's also just stressful when you're spending the whole time on the edge of your seat thinking you're going to get scored on but barely keeping it out. It wears you down. Lion Blaze getting pummeled out of the way. JNaps not having any of it. Luke upfield. JNaps stops it at the half. Back to Luke. Luke popping it. Challenge from Chicago will send it all the way to the other wall. Freshness towards net. Rizzo up the side. Chicago 50-50 again. Slammed off to the side. Freshness will put it up to the ceiling. Lion Blaze downfield. Luke gets the boost stolen from Rizzo. Rizzo will leave it for Chicago. Hits it off the wall to JNaps. JNaps upfield. Lion Blaze ready. Good challenge from Rizzo. Lion Blaze wanted to take it around him, go for an air dribble or some kind of aerial play.
Yeah. I mean, G2 has been doing that the whole series in terms of getting in front of the clears. There's no doubt about that. They have been able to maintain possession, but then with quick little counterattacks, it seems like Omelette will explode out of the defensive area and catch G2 off guard just 1 or 2 times is all they've needed. But now Chicago going for a bump. We love to see it. The aggression, finally. Somebody staying in the half, and it almost results in a goal. Probably one of the best chances we've seen so far for G2, but they don't even get a goal on, James.
But they're still in the lead, and we're seeing the same thing happen as, from the previous games, which is G2 getting most of the offensive pressure. And now G2 cleaning up their defense, not giving Omelette any free goals. It's another thing that we saw earlier from G2, just a few mistakes. See if they can hold on. 2 minutes left. Lion Blaze to the corner. Luke is ready to take over. Can't get it past Rizzo. J-Naps will turn for this one. Freshness and J-Naps miss. Ball bouncing in the middle. Chicago. And Freshness will help out J-Naps, making sure Luke
ceiling
doesn't get to that. Oh, miss from Rizzo. Freshness, the bounce, and a big save from J-Naps. Follow up from Luke. Double tap. Going for the pass, and now back to Freshness, and he can't hit the shot. G2 defensive blunder, but they get out of harm's way.
Oh, and it all stemmed from Rizzo with that big miss on the defense, but now more demos coming out from Omelette. This seems like their moment in this game where they're going to start changing things up. The pace has been increased drastically on the side of Omelette. They're keeping possession now more than ever before, and we're seeing some good opportunities for them. Final minute, G2 just have to hold on. The ball is in their court for once in the series.
J-Naps picking up some defensive slack, but still they needed some help from Omelette in the shooting department. Omelette weren't able to be as accurate as they probably could have been. For under a minute left. This one off the ceiling down. Chicago, the corner. Lion Blaze. Now Rizzo, patient play, and he's going to take it downfield. Does he get it?
Oh, he's got it.
Breakaway from Rizzo, and he does it all himself. Wonderful.
Punishing a lot of that hyper-aggression from Omelette. They were so desperate. It's final 30 seconds. They needed to get one in. Rizzo says, you know what? I'm going to win this 50. Keep going, and like you said, James, a breakaway from his own half.
Rizzo, like we said about him, he's a creative thinker. He'll look for those lines that you're not expecting him to take. That time, boosting towards the ball, getting that extra touch that set him up for the shot. G2 stabilized, and that is what you expected from this G2 team. 2 losses in a row, where a few times they shot themselves in the foot, and you had to give credit for Omelette for playing such a strong defensive game. But now G2 cleaning up their defense for the most part, bringing out that offense, and they shut out Omelette in Game 3.
And I still think they got away a bit fortunate. You know, I'm thinking back to that miss from Rizzo, where he was in the backfield and just couldn't get up to the ball, couldn't get to a 50. And you talked about it earlier where Omelette, you know, it was really coming down to their accuracy with the ball. I think the shooting placement was incredibly off from Omelette. So this time, the chances that they got, they weren't really executing as well as the first 2 games. They were still there. They still played a bit of a defensive play style, but G2 this time really stepped it up.
Yeah, Omelette, they had a couple chances. G2 made some big stops. You even think about that save from J-Naps after Rizzo had not been able to make the stop off the backboard. J-Naps streaking back, so that was a huge stop there. That could have easily been 1-1, and maybe this game turns out a little bit different. So G2 on the defensive end playing much better. Omelette still playing close. They're keeping this one really close, so it's still match point. Omelette, if they can play defense like they've been playing and just force G2 to make more of the mistakes that they were making earlier on, they can still close it out. But if they lose this game, you know, you think going into Game 5,
not
G2, yeah, that would be that would be a tough situation to be in. So
you don't want to do that.
You really, if you're Omelette, you don't. But if you're G2, you know, you're foaming at the mouth, ready for that Game 5. So we'll see if they can make it happen.
Right. And I think it all came down to Rizzo to break the tension between his teammates. That's something that Rizzo does the best. Whenever his team really needs a clutch factor, somebody to either, like we talked about earlier, go for demos or do some weird, different line of thinking that would open up an opportunity, it was Rizzo. The breakaway is really what made the difference in that last game.
Lion Blaze towards net. Chicago does get a save. We've seen Chicago come close and fail. That time he was able to keep the ball out. Another shot from Luke. J-Naps with the save this time. Lion Blaze. Pass one. The whiff.
Fake?
Oh, man. That was the. Let's take a look. Was this a fake or a whiff? Whatever it was, it worked.
I think it was a whiff. We see Freshness come across.
Oh, I think
he did dodge into it.
Yeah, he might have been going for the side flip to win the 50. And then the defender thought he was going to shoot Rizzo. And then Lion Blaze cleans up.
That was crazy. And that was one of those instances where both the defender and the offensive player are going for the same thing. Nobody assumes the other's going to touch the ball first. So it ends up just kind of keep going with that momentum, and nobody gets a hit. So a free shot for Lion Blaze. You are very happy if you're Omelette.
Omelette's cooking right now. Minute off the clock. Chicago forcing the ball upfield. Luke in the corner. And a miss and a huge bump on Freshness. Lion Blaze has to help out. Rizzo to the midfield. JNaps stopped by Luke. Chicago sidewall pass. Rizzo's there to Chicago. Chicago pops it up. Lion Blaze will hit it to the corner. JNaps streaking in, misses his challenge. Now Luke will get beat to the ball by Rizzo. G2 gearing up to go on an assault. We've seen him keep a lot of possession, and they're encroaching.
Oh, Freshness. Beautiful play in the corner, though. He recovered on that wall, allowing himself to then get in front of that hit from, I believe it was JNaps, to keep pressure in. And now the defense still getting tested, and it's the follow-ups. Freshness, he recovered on the wall, and then Luke right there able to keep going. But that's a great midfield pass, still saved by Lion Blaze.
Lion Blaze, that last line of defense, he's been doing it so well all series. Gets another stop there, and that was coming off a very effective pass from G2.
Yep.
I thought that passing play from G2 was exquisite, but still Lion Blaze is in the back, gets the stop, and Omelette's lead is preserved.
And Lion Blaze, he can do it all. He's the player who actually got that first goal right now off the whip.
Oh, Luke!
The cleanup crew. And what just happened? It was the same instance before where they just went for the 50s and nobody touched it.
Luke had a chance. He played it right, and then he missed the open net. The mind game was perfect, and then he didn't execute that hit. All he had to do was make contact towards net. The right idea coming up just short. We'll see if that haunts Omelette later on. JNaps in the corner. Rizzo had to dodge a demo on the back line. Is able now to get the clear. Freshness up. Looking for a player upfield. Lion Blaze hanging with it. Now out to Luke. Luke, corner pass right to Rizzo, who puts it up to Chicago.
He has no boost, though.
Chicago to JNaps. Double tap chance. Lion Blaze and Luke teaming up to get a piece of that ball. JNaps off the ceiling, a bump on the back line. Luke gets to the ball. Time running out for G2. Tournament life is on the line. JNaps challenged. Rizzo taking over. First touch control, goes for the shot. Luke off to the side. Chicago racing to it with full boost now. Off the ceiling. JNaps towards net. Double commit. Out to Rizzo. Demo from on Freshness. Shot coming in.
Oh, that's
Rizzo hits it. That backline demo, maybe it was a smoke screen, but regardless, it works for G2.
That's all we needed, something to mix it up. That demo got in the way of that attacker who maybe could have cut off the angle. And I was just about to say, this is the weirdest play style for Omelette. They're letting G2 go for those midfield passes, letting G2 have shots on net while having multiple players stay in goal, trying to hold on. It doesn't work because that demo is all they needed to break the defense. It's tied up 53 seconds.
And Luke went a little bit too far back in the net. He goes into the net, doesn't expect Rizzo to get that much power, and he was caught out of position. Caught out of position, but that shot from Rizzo, clutch. Luke, flip reset. Looks like he abandoned ship. Chicago. Now Lion Blaze pops it by JNaps. Challenge from Freshness. Rizzo getting another challenge. Can't get that one, though. Chicago hits it to Lion Blaze, who was waiting. Luke gets a bump on JNaps, but JNaps still made contact. Lion Blaze blocked out by Rizzo. Omelette on the attack, but a miss from Freshness at midfield. And they give Chicago space to shoot. Now off the corner. G2 a little low on boost. Pops it to the corner. Chicago turns. Freshness opts to hit it down. G2, Omelette, game 4 overtime. G2 will be eliminated if they concede. Will we see game 5, or will it all end here?
Oh, it's been a frustrating tournament for G2. The road game, the one opportunity that JNaps had to clutch out the series, he missed. He wants another shot here. Let's see if he's actually going to finally put that shot in. if he even gets a second chance to make up for it in the tournament.
The pressure's on. Freshness lobs towards net. JNap's last one back, hits it up. Back to the center. Chicago misses. Space for Lion Blaze. Stays grounded. Poked it past. Looks like he was playing conservative in Lion Blaze. Ground-based player, you can just tell. Never wants to jump unless he absolutely has to. JNap's long clear.
Oh, big demo. Look at how passive these teams are. Nobody is being aggressive. This has been, so far, a match of kickball with these clears.
That pop from JNap's now popping it out after that lob towards net. Lion Blaze, first touch control. Goes for a 50. It pinches back towards net. Freshness. The corner. Gets the boost as well. Tough ball for Lion Blaze, who's now low on boost. Luke, gotta buy time. JNap's backboard pass. Luke does get to it. Great hustle from Luke on that play.
Yeah, and they're so consistent on the backboard. Oh, that's a double commit, though. The one mistake we've seen. What does G2 have in store for the counterattack? It's a bit slow. JNap's with the air dribble to the midfield pass. Not on net. Might have been a good chance for them to punish.
Now demo. Lob towards net. G2's breaking down the
JNap's
defense. JNap's the lob. The dunk doesn't come through. Everything was there for G2. Such a big gap in the defense after that demo. And G2 couldn't make it happen. Now the shot, and that'll do it. JNap's a powerful shot to end game 4.
Oh, and Omelette was still bleeding from that demo earlier. You can see the organization. Nobody was in net. The first glimpse we've seen, really, from this defense, where they're all out of order. No organization whatsoever. That demo was huge. And G2, they stay alive, and they've been forcing a game 5. You don't want to be in Omelette's shoes right now.
The last time I casted G2, it went to game 5 as well.
This is scary. Do these guys lose?
Embrace it. Do not be afraid, Turtle. Just enjoy the ride.
We said that with them against Rogue, and we were disappointed.
But we were still entertained. So this
that's all that matters.
I mean, that's the whole point, right? This has been a fun series
right.
to watch. Omelette starting out the first 2 games, really stellar defense to get those wins, taking advantage of G2 mistakes. G2 has seemingly always had the pressure in this series, and every game has been close. Even this one going into overtime, that demo opened things up, and we had even mentioned suspecting that might be what G2 will have to do.
That was the difference.
And it was the difference. Like you said, they were still bleeding. I loved that saying. They were still bleeding. They were hurting from that demo. They were still trying to recover. Omelette, that is. They were trying to recover. And G2, with JNap's getting that big shot, also some great defensive plays from JNap's. I think JNap's is playing fantastic Rocket League for G2. Rizzo has been pretty good as well. You know, but JNap's, I think, for me right now is the MVP for G2. Lion Blaze, the MVP over there on Omelette's side. So now it will all come down to this. Game 5, Champions Field Day. One team will be eliminated from the main event after this next 5 minutes.
And Omelette has so much to prove. They came from the qualifiers to make it here. And if they beat out G2 in this Game 5, that would be such a huge statement. Definitely some of the favorites right now for G2 to win the whole thing. So Omelette, they've got a giant hill to climb up. But with what we've seen so far, they definitely have the skill to do it.
Champions Field. Turbo's name up here 4 times. 4 times. That's a lot of
subtle
times.
Flex.
I mean,
flex.
I mean, that is crazy to think about.
it is insane. The legacy, and speaking of legacy, Omelette's trying to make one here with freshness.
Freshness. You saw JNap's trying to get that 50 there, and Rizzo didn't jump. He didn't flip into the challenge. Horribly lost that 50, and that cost him. Luke, big win from him. Freshness rotating in the low shot. Omelette strike first. Lion Blaze. Rizzo hitting it upfield. J-Naps now down to Rizzo. Rizzo off the corner. J-Naps backward pass to Chicago. Chicago didn't get the angle on it, but a follow-up. Luke will hit it out to center. Rizzo, the pass over to J-Naps. J-Naps off the post and out. G2 again coming up short.
Oh, the shooting accuracy. It has drained them completely in the series. What the fake? Rizzo is there to clutch it out. Thank goodness G2 were able to get that.
Oh, Rizzo!
Wow.
Woo! That's how you do it. Show them young guns. It ain't all about the mechanics. Sometimes you can flex your brain.
Oh, you love to see it. You love to see a good play develop for the team that just missed multiple chances as well. We got a tied-up game.
Oh, man, that even made me laugh. I'm sure Rizzo chuckled after that play. He got him.
You gotta be feeling good too. That's a Game 5 tension reliever.
Yep. G2 not out of it just yet, but Omelette, they've showed their tenacity. Now tough spot for G2. Chicago hits it up. J-Naps not a ton of boost, using it all for that first tap. Rizzo towards net. Lion Blades will pop it up. J-Naps 12 boost. He'll make Freshness stretch for it. Bide time for his teammates. Rizzo with the challenge. Luke, first touch controlled. Chicago, oh, Rizzo, if he got that bump. Can he do it? Freshness trying to dodge it. You saw Rizzo was hungry to get that bump. Now an infield pass, pinched back. Rizzo will have to get to this first.
Oh, man, and that was such a good opportunity as well. I'm looking at Chicago. He was so patient to get that play in field, but then J-Naps kind of cut in out of nowhere. Didn't get the angle, even while Rizzo was going for the demo, so a missed opportunity. Omelette, they're still holding on. We're back to that defensive play style where G2 have all the pressure.
But I'm loving this Omelette team not giving up, fighting those first two games. Yeah, they are fighting tooth and nail, even in Game 5. Now a demo on Luke. Infield pass shut down by Rizzo. J-Naps low boost, going for the 50. Under 2 minutes left. Rizzo, tough read.
Luke.
He couldn't make it, and Luke punishes Omelette. They take the lead in Game 5.
What a challenge from Freshness in the corner. The way he approached the ball, it's almost as if he knew Chicago had no boost and was waiting for the 50. Freshness just completely jumped on that opportunity, got it straight out to Luke. Nobody in net was prepared, and now they've got the lead. That defensive play style still holding up here in Game 5. I have no idea how they've managed to survive this entire time.
Omelette, can they do it? Can they make this upset happen?
It's possible, 100%. Just got to keep holding on.
Fending off the reverse sweep against the reigning North American champs. Luke to the corner. J-Naps had to get out, and he was on 0 all the way back for boost, but he's making it back to the play. Freshness lobs it up to Lion Blaze. The shot. J-Naps couldn't get to it in time. He was too far out, and Lion Blaze, he hits it.
Oh, and this is a beautiful pre-flip. Lion Blaze off the wall. I'm getting flashbacks to Game 1, where you can't get the clear, you keep going forward, and you still make use of that opportunity. Even when Omelette failed to capitalize and failed to get a solid clear out, that player who made a mistake will make up for it with his shooting.
A 2-goal lead, 1 minute left. Luke trying to waste time. Chicago, corner pass, Lion Blaze. Now pinch. He's going to have it wrap around. J-Naps will leave it. Chicago back to the corner. Luke turns for it. Another pass. Freshness is there off the post and out. Still life for G2, but they're going to have to score quick.
But not if Lion Blaze has anything to say about it. Look at this man on third back, still keeping pressure, getting in the way of J-Naps now, but maybe an opportunity. 21 seconds, 2 goals. It seems impossible for G2.
Chicago going for a 50. Rizzo gets the help. J-Naps shooting opportunity back to Chicago. Chicago can't connect. And Omelette going up against the big dogs. They do it in 5. defending against the reverse sweep. What a series.
They came from the qualifiers. They met the beast of G2 in Game 5, and they put a leash on him. 3-1 Omelette. What a showing. And the defense.
Man.
That is the name of the game, James. The defense.
That was so fun to watch. G2,
that was insane.
2 heartbreaking Game 5 losses, but they were entertaining. That was edge-of-your-seat action pretty much the whole way.
And it was back and forth frequently between G2 and Omelette. While G2 had all that pressure, we didn't see too many creative plays, too many, really crucial striking. And even in the last moments, I think Chicago had a shot where it just grazed across the field. Chicago's there for a shot, and he just missed it. So the mechanics, James, it was so close.
It was.
This series,
It was.
I don't even have words anymore. This was such a fun one to watch.
Yeah, these types of series are what make you love Rocket League. That was,
it was great.
A blast. G2 falling in 5 to Omelette. Omelette will be moving on into the lower bracket. G2 is out of the main event. We're going to go to a quick break, but when we come back, we've got plot twists going up against E United. So if you want to check out that series, stay tuned.